Welcome to the 338th episode of the American Entrepreneur Podcast. We have Philipa Thornton here today. She is the president of Resource Therapy International. It's a structured, strength-based psychotherapy that views the personality as a collection of different parts known as resource states. Good.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, excited to have you. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And then one question I wanted to ask, just for because some people are going to know what this is, some people it's going to be new to them. How did you get involved with resource therapy, and what's kind of just like the basic understanding of how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. There's always an origin story. How did I land into this parts model? So I'm a psychologist by trade, and I also run the Australian Resource Therapy Institute. And we've got to do training all the time to keep up to date with
Yeah.
the latest models, continuing professional development. So I learnt EMDR, eye movement desensitization reprocessing. Many people will be familiar with that. And my trainer at the time, who knew Shapiro actually, said, if you use EMDR, you'll need a parts therapy.
Robin
Yeah.
Shapiro?
Not Robin, actually Francis, the originator of EMDR.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do
Interesting.
know Robin as well. She's lovely. She uses ego states. Yeah.
Yes.
And so he said, this weekend, literally in Sydney, where I'm from, Gordon Emerson's running a workshop on ego states as it was back then.
Hmm.
And I attended this weekend workshop going, wow, I don't know what that is, but I love it.
Yeah.
And then Gordon, who's the originator of this model,
Hmm.
Gordon Emerson, he evolved it actually from ego state into resource therapy. And I went and trained with him as as the first group. So
Nice.
and not only that, it wasn't just learning it, it was putting it into practice in my therapy room and seeing the amazing impact it had on people's emotional shifts and
Hmm.
behavioral changes, Angela.
So what So, for those people who don't know, I know there's like a couple differences between just traditional ego state therapy and like resource, like RT. What's the main difference, would you say, between the two? Or what is new for RT?
Yeah, great question. So, ego state therapy is a fantastic model, and like resource therapy, it's a psychodynamic therapy with its origins in Europe and Freud and so forth.
Hmm.
And from Jack Watkins and Helen Watkins, and
Yeah.
from the US actually.
Hmm.
And Gordon trained in ego state, and he was very involved. But what he was saying, it didn't have a structure or model to it, and
Hmm.
so it was very difficult to know what to do and when. And he eventually found himself talking about resources, and
Yeah.
resources he developed into resource therapy. So what the key differences are is that our parts are our resources.
Hmm.
We treat, this is a bit of a technical term here, introjects, not
Hmm.
as parts. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, that would be a key
Interesting.
difference. And all our parts are there on our ship, if you like. I use a ship metaphor to describe it, um,
Yeah.
our crew. And it's great to have the best part at the helm navigating life.
Yes. Super, super cool. Okay. Now, that being said, I guess introjects. So introjects could be another person, but it could also be like an object or like an event, something like that.
It's an introject in the definition of resource therapy is an internalized impression of something. As you say, it
Mhm.
could be a person, it could be an object, it could be an animal, for instance. In resource therapy, and some of your people might understand hypnosis,
Yeah.
although resource therapy does not use hypnosis, but it's a great modality, of course.
Mhm.
You can bridge back to childhood experiences where people have had fearful events. So an introject might be the ocean where they are drowning, had a
That's
drowning, near
crazy.
drowning. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And because we know that, it helps us work in the therapy room to resolve that fear, which is in the past, but it's still held within our brain, of course, in our neural pathways by the part that experienced it. And what the beauty is, I'll call resource therapy RT, is we work directly with that part that is still holding that unwanted emotion that's stuck in time, literally, from that interject, or it potentially.
Yeah, and on that point of working with the part, also something that seems different is I think you guys say something like you don't diagnose the person, you actually diagnose the part that they have.
Yes, and I'm moving towards classify what the part is holding in terms of resource therapy conditions, because
Yeah.
there's 5 of them. And that's kind of lands well with knowing what to do and when to do it and how to do it, actually, with our 15 treatment actions. I love it. That's a very key difference to ego state and many other parts therapy. Resource therapy has a clinical roadmap for therapists, for ourselves to understand the theory behind what's happening and why you're doing a particular action in support of a part.
Yeah. And so those with that roadmap, those parts could be it's like weighted with fear, weighted with rejection, confusion, disappointment. What is the fifth one?
So there's 4 Vedas. There's 8 kind of conditions that we can classify
I get what
our
you're saying.
parts into. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
5 conditions really normal. That's our everyday part. Like right now,
Hmm.
I'm in my presenting part. This is the right part I want to have out. I
Yeah.
would not want my nervous 5-year-old who didn't want to get up in front of the class to give the class speech here. Then we have our Veded states. Veded are holding unwanted emotions as the person identifies, as identified by the person. And retro states hold and carry unwanted behaviours as the person, a rage state maybe, road rage would be a good example, if the person thinks that's a problem. Some people don't.
So that would that be just out of curiosity, like a rage state? Would that be considered like a protector part technically,
Yeah,
or
yeah, absolutely. In
interesting?
RT, we understand that all parts have a purpose.
Hmm.
And we're thinking from that lens, we know that purpose, exactly, rage is often to keep people at bay, to stop something happening, to maybe even suppress evaded and fear or rejection part from coming out on deck
Hmm.
to hold the wheel because that feels too vulnerable. So I'll bring out my ragey part to stop something from happening or to have something happening potentially. It's a
Hmm.
protector part. That's a great way to define it.
Now, being a layman here, is that technically like a form of dissociation when a part comes out and suppresses the other part, or I might be wrong here. I'm just curious.
Well, that's a very good question and quite a technical one actually. Dissociation is a natural coping response in
Hmm.
terms of psychological usually from a survival mechanism. So not
Hmm.
really, but it's so when a part comes out, it's in the conscious. There's awareness, whereas what dissociation is when we might lack awareness of our time and what we're doing. It's quite
Hmm.
a technical term, obviously, and a clinical term.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't know.
Sounds a little more extreme if
It is
it's like.
exactly extreme, and dissociation is a clinical disorder in the DSM-5, where usually we've had trauma, abuse that we can't
Mhm.
escape from, and that's even parts can dissociate as a way to cope. But in everyday life, most of us don't have a dissociative disorder. We might dissociate a little bit, i.e., highway hypnosis. You just kind of find yourself driving along and have missed a
Yeah,
few miles, but you're still holding the wheel.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So this curious about this as well. So with RT, how effective is this for like self-use?
Yeah, it's really effective for self-use. In fact, I know several of
I was hoping so. Yeah.
yeah, It really is, and it depends on different things. So you can be checking in with yourself. I have a little parts passport I use. You can journal. Journaling's
Yeah.
really effective. We know that from the research about the part and what it needs. Literally asking who's at the helm. One of my clients came up with a great one. She's driving to work and she has a little parts meeting on the inside. Who's there? What do they need? Who's the best part out for today? Yeah, so it's really useful. And the other thing is, although if you're dealing with kind of complex trauma, that's a little trickier to use by yourself, but there's different protocols. Say if you're stuck with not being able to resolve something that happened, you're holding regret, shame, blame, or guilt, there's a process we can use in RT that's very useful for self-help, and it creates a greater sense of inner tuition and inner awareness. That's always going to be useful, is knowing yourself and knowing the best part to have at the helm. I like to use the ship metaphor because it's a very useful one.
Makes
And to the occasion, according to my values and what I need. Yeah, and it is the only thing I'll use is another sort of metaphor, really. I was thinking about this earlier, is, some people, it's like cutting your hair. Being a hairdresser, you can go to the hairdresser, but some people cut their own hair, right? But sometimes it's easier to cut the front than the back. I've got long hair. I prefer going to the hairdresser if I need more work done. That's literally how I'd
a little
kind
bit
of apply
easier
it.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting. So it can be used with another person, obviously resource therapist, or like there is some stuff for self-use.
yeah.
So, man, it's freaking crazy. Okay, so as far as when you're training people to do this stuff, what are the most common like just rookie mistakes that you see people doing that just happen over and over?
Yeah. Well, the first rookie mistake would be not talking directly to the part. Other therapies generally talk about the part, but we in resource therapy work directly with the part at the helm that's holding the wheel that we need to. And that's what makes it a lot faster in terms of we're working with the part that's holding the issue. So that's the first rookie issue. It could be, and many therapies do this, by the way, is, and you'll know this in your own work. And by the way, we're all parts workers, and parents are especially useful parts workers. They know how to get different parts of their kids out, really, with distraction, etc. So what will often happen in my office, in my therapy room, is people will come in with this part that tells me a big long history. That part's usually an intellectual part. That's a reporting state. And there's no
Interesting.
emotion. Yeah, yeah. And that's not the part necessarily connected with the issue that the client is, well, the person's presenting with that wants change, right? It knows about that part. So direct access. So resource therapy, we work directly with the part mostly. Yeah,
Mhm.
and yeah,
Yeah, I
feel a
seen a
bit.
video where you, Gordon, and it was a couple people were talking, and y'all were saying something like the part that brings people to therapy is sometimes like not even the
Mm,
part that actually needs help. That's pretty
yep,
interesting.
totally. Yeah, it's
Okay.
the narrator, it's the storyteller, and it's a great part. All parts are welcome and there to help, but it's not the part that may be holding fear, rejection, confusion, disappointment, hurt, pain, or old behaviours that are outdated.
So that being said, I know there's a couple protocols to actually work on the part once you find the part that needs help.
Yeah.
And so with those different protocols, if a part is faded, like if one part is faded in several different ways, which protocol do you decide to use? Is there a specific order? Like how would you go about doing that?
Yeah, there is a specific order, really. And our first order, and this is the way we teach it, I teach it in resource therapy, is we have 15 treatment actions. The first one is we ask the client what they are ready to work on here today in our session. So it's client led. What are you ready to change today? Now that's going to form a working kind of hypothesis, nothing's held in concrete, of what part we'll be working with. So the client, for instance, might say, well, you know, life's pretty good, it's great. And I'm like, well, okay, but you're here in front of me, psychologist, what isn't? And they might say, well, yeah, I'm work is really good, but I hate doing presentations. And from that, I'll ask, you know, what happens when you do a presentation? Oh, well, last week I got up there and I started shaking and ran out of the room in panic. And that would tell me it's panic. So that would, as a part, the wrong part, evaded in fear. Invaded is a good way to, is an emotional response.
Okay. And so let's say, and just theorizing here, obviously a layman other than like watching your guys' videos, checking out some literature, like if is it possible that a part could be evaded in fear, rejection, confusion, and disappointment at the same time?
Well, parts hold thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I was gonna
usually,
ask.
and we'll, yeah,
Yeah.
and because of the theory, the personality theory that informs RT actions, a
Hmm.
lot of fear or rejection stuff happens in childhood from missed moments, which aligns really well for attachment. Resource therapy is very aware of attachment. It's an informed trauma aware therapy. A lot of what the good or not so good stuff happens in our earliest experiences, where our needs maybe were not met in the most appropriate ways. And whereas if I'm confused or disappointment, it's usually around a situation I'm reflecting upon from an adult part, an experience that did or didn't happen in the way that I did or didn't want, so to speak, i.e. the relationship ended and that was someone I thought I'd marry. I could be, what happened? Why did that happen? Or I could go into real deep disappointment, which is depression, and disappointment.
And so that's like, so fear, rejection, usually child parts, and then confusion, usually adult. I remember seeing a video of you working with a woman who I think her aunt had like stolen a bunch of money from her, and it was just like super
Yeah,
traumatic for her. And I think y'all ended up doing like the introject speak, like with the
yeah, that's,
chairs.
we did that. She was really confused because how, and understandably, of course, how would your own relative literally rip off you, you know, your only living relative, literally. And so the vaded and confusion protocol is what we use there to, and I call it the clarifying conversation. It helps people release the emotional heaviness associated with this, and it creates a new understanding. And what we understand is a sensory experience memory that shifts emotionally in that video. She was able to understand it not just intellectually, in an emotional experience. As you can see, a friend of mine saw that in the States
Yeah.
actually and said it looks a bit like Fritz Perls, and someone had a meeting, Carl Rogers, when she saw that. And it's very effective. That one session really created a new perspective in her, and she
Yeah.
was able to release that confusion.
Not just like on a intellectual rationalizing. Because,
Yeah.
like, one thing is with some therapy that I've been to when I was younger, it's like I understood the problem, but that's it. Like, it was
Yeah.
still there. There was no change. So,
Yeah. I think that's very frustrating for a lot of people, and I hear that a lot in my therapy room. Yeah, I understand it, but there's no behavioral change, there's no emotional shift. And that's the key. RT works at that level. And I say to people, we don't need CBT here. You don't have a thinking problem. What you have is an emotional issue that goes beyond. But as I've said, and I used to work in drug and alcohol back in the day, Angelo, lots of beautiful people with lots of insight, but would still go back when the times got tough to their coping mechanism of drinking or using drugs. I always say insight's never enough, and resource therapy helps us kind of work with the part that's holding that unresolved, stuck emotional thing in the body, literally, in our
So
nerve systems.
for the insights, where do those are those going to like the narrator basically, and they're not
Yeah,
going to the actual dated part, or just
yeah.
guessing?
So vaded is emotional in terms of stuck emotional and resource therapy, because once we become unvaded, if you like, we become normal. So the intellectual part that understands is a very wonderful normal part, but it's not the part that is involved with
Yeah.
the experience that where it became vaded. And that's what RT does. It gets to the root cause of where that event happened, and has a really what I call the empowerment protocol, where the part gets to voice and say what it never got to say, and also have an internal part of themselves be there as an internal resource, an attachment figure. That is, one of my clients beautifully put it, this part of a loving part, it's an adult loving part there for their child part, it's never going to leave me. It's not going to abandon me. It's not going to die on me. It's not going to reject me because it's inside of me. It's amazing. And that was a real shifting turning point. Actually, they were American, and her particular parent was pretty narcissistic. Often parents are coming from their own childhood wounds as well and
You
experience.
mean like her actual parent, or like her inner parent, or what do you mean by that?
Well, yeah, it's one of the RT actions, find relief, actually,
Mhm.
RT action 7, where we find an
Good action.
adult. Oh, yeah. So it's so elegant. We find a part that is capable of unconditional love, because no one gets that, right? But unconditional love, safety, security, appreciation, and approval, that yearnings we've all been longing for. And many parents just have missed a moment, perhaps. I can't tell you, we do bridging when we go to the child parts, holding fear of rejection often. And you'll
Yeah.
go to a little child that's lost in the mall. You know, it's not a big, but to a little child, that's really scary.
Hmm. So speaking of that, when you're talking about bridging, bridging back. So typically, when somebody comes in for a meeting to possibly get the relationship coaching that we offer, when they tell me the issue, first they tell me what they want, because probably good to figure out at the intro, and
Mm,
then like what pain they're going through. I'll ask kind of like what's going through their head, and
mm-hmm,
then I'll try to ask them to pinpoint in their body where that's coming from. And
mm-hmm,
usually the same thing over and over. It's the heart and the
mm-hmm,
stomach.
mm-hmm,
So what I'll do is I'll say, I don't know if I'm doing this perfectly. Again, just layman, learning the chops here, but I'm like, okay, like if you can bridge that back to the earliest time you felt that, and typically they'll go to like a subsequential event where they're 17 or 18. But if we get back to like, below 7. Well, what happens sometimes is I'll say, "When's the earliest time you remember having that feeling?" And they'll
mm-hmm,
say, "I have no idea."
mm.
What do we do in moments like that to get back to that experience?
Angela, that's a brilliant example of what, when I'm teaching the clinical resource therapy program, a rookie mistake. Okay. In bridging, yeah, you're asking there when you say remember an intellectual state to actually answer. Right. So it may or may not know,
Mhm,
but as you beautifully put, RT, as well, when you go from the intellectual dropping into the body, and usually many times it's not always, then the heart or the stomach
hmm,
is where the part kind of is, and we access that part very gently and supportively to bridge back to the original, what we call the initial sensitizing event
mhm,
that they may not remember. I can't tell you how many times I've gone back to a 4-year-old that's been locked in a cupboard, for instance, because the door just closed. They were playing,
mhm,
and they'll go, "Oh, hadn't ever thought about that for a long time, because it's not an intellectual awareness, but it's a felt nervous system awareness that a part is trapped in, because that's the 4-year-old part, right? And if you're going back to a seven, there can be parts faded in teenagehood, but usually, as you say, it's usually under the age of 8. There's been an experience that has been locked in the nervous system for a part, often related to someone who was rejecting, less than loving, or it's crazy and fun, actually. It's really fun.
So are there ever times? So thank you for that. Remember is the thinking part. Like,
Or think back to is another one. It's like you go, always use feeling, as you're saying, and where do you feel that in the body, using the client's words. So you could give me an example. So give me an example of someone without identifying it that's come in recently and that's happened even, Angelo. We can work it.
you're
So
telling me to give you an example?
yeah,
Yeah. So there was obviously keeping names out of here and all that, but there was a guy today
mm-hmm,
that he, it's so crazy. So he stopped talking to his mom and his
mm-hmm,
grandmother, and
mm,
left his wife and
yeah,
his daughter to be with his assistant. He ran a business.
mm,
So him and his assistant got together, but then she started like going on dates with her therapist. She started dating one of the other people that he employed. And so I was asking where those feelings were at. And he said, in my heart and in my
mm-hmm,
stomach. And
mm,
just mind reads, not always helpful, but he looked very mad. So
mm,
I kind of got the thought of like, okay, well, maybe the anger is covering something else up. And I'm like, okay, so when's the first time? And I said, remember. So I was
mm,
like, well, when's the first, that feeling, if you could
mm,
teleport yourself back, when's the
mm,
first time that you had this feeling? And he says, I don't know. He's like, I have no
mm,
idea.
mm,
And I'm like, crap. All right, well,
mm.
where do I
Yeah.
go from there? So
Mm-hmm.
what do you do in situations like that?
Yeah, well, you're recognizing the parts already, and there's a lot of parts at play there, obviously, for that guy. And it makes sense he's angry. First thing I do is you meet the part where they're at. I can understand your anger. Empathy's good. You're a great part. And as you rightly said, that's not the part because it's a high energy part. It's protecting. You
Yeah,
nailed it, because underneath that there's going to be a vulnerable part. Now, resource therapy's got some really cool ways to navigate that in seamless ways, but I can't give you all the secrets here. You've got
yeah.
to come do the
There's
training.
everything.
Yeah, but it's angry, and just underneath that anger, what are you experiencing? And it's,
Mm,
well, I feel hurt. And feeling hurt. I always repeat the client's words, because we're evaded state whisperers. We're inviting that part to the helm to work with it. Feeling hurt. Where does that hurt land in your body right now? Feeling hurt. Because it's very present. That's the other thing. We vivify, and
yeah.
that's very easy to vivify because the clients brought those parts in, and then you just literally, he would say, oh, my heart hurts. Oh, and then we'd use that to bridge back that hurt, feeling hurt, leaning into all that, making that feeling really big, and that having that first feeling. How old do you feel right now feeling hurt? Could use that.
So how do you know if you found the ISE? Because I've had people say, well, it's this. Oh, well, I think it's this. I'm not sure which one is completely related to it. Is there some type of, I guess, temp check to know that this is, in fact, the right ISE?
Yeah. Whenever you bridge, you will go to the correct initial sensitizing experience. So that's the key, is having the right part in the
Cool,
helm
cool.
first, vivifying. Because as you
Yeah,
explained it there's another part intellectually saying, oh, I think it's this or that. And sometimes people go, oh, I know exactly when it happened. And in the
yeah,
case of post-traumatic stress disorder, that's very clear. If you've been in a car accident, that is the place you'd start at, right? We don't need to bridge for that because it's an incident that actually happened.
yeah.
But when we're working with early attachment stuff or early patterns in our behaviors and reactions, you'll bridge to younger states. So I just say, and this is how I teach it, oh, thank you. Yeah, let's just see. I never know. I'm like, we'll work with any part that we need to. How's that? And we'll go wherever we need to. And that,
Go with the flow. Yeah, yeah.
totally. And usually after we'll bridge back to, like a 5-year-old that's in the playground and this literally happened. And some little bully in the playground pushed them off the slide. That's going to be a moment of shock when you didn't see that coming from behind, and of
But
course you don't remember that.
you're saying that like one thing you said is that like if it was a car accident, so they can have ISCs that are past 7 years old.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. You've had if you've
Yeah.
been mugged, you're going to have a part potentially holding fear. You might
Hmm.
have other parts associated with that experience, i.e., there's an alert, hypervigilant part, like PTSD, that's holding
Interesting.
all that. Yeah. So we will work with that scenario, of course.
Yeah, interesting stuff. I don't know why. It's just never thought about that before. So let's say that they have a resource state. I know I'm blasting through these, but
Yeah,
it's
great.
super freaking interesting.
Yeah.
So like let's say that they have let's say in sales, some people, I've had this experience personally as well, but some
Hmm.
people start in sales and they're trying to help people out and like they don't have I don't know if that's a good way to put it, but they don't think
Hmm.
they have a state that
Hmm.
can be present to do that task. We could find a
Hmm.
state, but like if you had to create a state,
Hmm.
is that dangerous? Is that like a thing? I don't know, like Manchurian candidate, I guess I'm thinking in my head. But like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, how would you create a resource state, or is that recommended?
Oh, absolutely. We have the RT Action 8, find resource. It's finding the best part to suit the occasion at the helm, right? I call it the captain of the moment. And usually most of us will have a part that has some sort of abilities and capabilities, right? Because they want to do this job.
Hmm.
And there can be a way where we connect with that part and talk to a part that volunteers. It's very key because you don't want a nervous part wanting to go and present in front of 1,000 people. You want a part that
Yeah,
can share their knowledge and wants to do that and has a passion. And so you'd kind of talk to that part, vivify a time when that part was at the helm, get a
yeah,
name for the part, and resource therapy would get names. It's really cool like that. So, calm, so I want to be assertive in my workplace. And I might there might be a young part involved, so I might have done that work already in the
mhm,
therapy session. And then I'll find a resource. And I'd say to, the client using their name, John, how do you want to act and feel when you're getting some feedback from your boss? How as an adult, how would you like to be able to respond? What would you be doing, thinking, feeling sort of thing? And then whatever the client responds. So I'll just model what the client says. John would say, well, I want to be able to hear it. I want to be calm. I want to be present. I want to also be able to evaluate it and see what fits and what doesn't, and also be able to speak freely with and take it on, and also be able to share my piece in a way that's non-defensive
yeah,
and adult. So then we would, okay, that's great. Then we vivify. When, at any time, anywhere, have you been able to be relaxed, calm, and just sharing yourself and hearing? And quite often that goes back to, I was out at lunch with my friend. You vivify that experience and being
interesting.
there with a friend. What can I call you? Calm. Thank you,
Yeah.
Calm. You're a great part. Would you volunteer to take over in this situation?
So you're finding a resource in that situation. Do we ever have to create them, or are we born with all the resources we need?
Well, resources develop through learning and repetition, mostly in childhood. Yeah.
Mhm.
And sometimes people do not have those resources there readily available due to a different range of experiences, not having had them or seen them or
Interesting.
model.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we do have to kind of start from the ground up, I like to call it. So there's different ways we can do that. Here's an example. So think of a character that someone you admire. So I'll do it with you if you like, Angelo. So someone that you admire, that their traits in a particular situation that you want to be modeling.
I would actually say my sales coach right now, his name is
Mm-hmm.
Joy. He does
Mm-hmm.
hypnotic selling, and he has this way of like
Mm.
helping somebody get over their issues.
Yeah.
But he's direct, but still somehow they see that his directness is to help them.
Yeah. So
Typically,
yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
go.
typically if I'm direct, like I'm coming from this like empowered person who I'm like, I want to help you, but like they just feel like it's a push.
Yeah.
And whereas he can create this push where he like you can tell that he's being direct because he's like, you deserve better than this.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Angelo. And I appreciate that part that's really kind of has an energy to you part that wants to push and share. You're a great part. Yeah. And now, as you describe the qualities of what your coach is doing in that moment, it sounds, what is he actually doing? Being direct, but there seems to be like a kind of gentleness and a reframe around why that's important. Tell me more. Tell me how you see it, what he's doing.
It's like in this the best way I can describe it is I was told by one of my buddies who did sales and hypnosis before I got certified. I asked what hypnosis is in just like layman's terms, and he said it was speaking to the true self.
Okay, and just that's kind of a description about, which is
Mhm.
really awesome. Thank you, Pat. So if you are watching, it's Julian, isn't it?
It's
And he's
June.
June,
J O
sorry.
O. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
June. And June is there, and you see him. What is he? How is he kind of being in himself? What qualities are you seeing? What are you sensing experientially? Not,
Yeah.
how is he acting and feeling in that moment? You're watching him. Just describe that exactly. A recent time when that happened, you saw him just acing it.
He just cuts through the mask,
So,
and
so
when
go
the
back to one
yeah,
specific time you've seen him cutting through that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, when he was selling to me, there were several times where I
Mm-hmm.
tried to be it was very unconscious, but I was trying to put out this like almost like bait to get some mask agreement with stuff, and he's just deadlocked on me. He's like he just cuts through the bullshit. He's like, "No, man, this is what you need." He's
Okay.
very direct, and he places
Yeah.
honesty above everything in the conversation, and
Yeah.
that's what I
So there you are. You're in conversation. Just kind of even allow your eyes to kind of make the lids slow down. Yep. Close your eyes a little bit.
love.
Yeah, if that feels okay. And what time of day is it there with June's really like, no, man, this is what you need.
It's like the morning.
It's the morning. And are you on Zoom there right now? The
Yeah,
morning? Yeah.
in my
And
spaceship here. Yeah.
yeah, I see it. I see it. And what are you seeing there as it's the morning? Uh, is June in front of you there?
Yeah,
Just
he has the green, like, plants in the background behind him. I think he's wearing a hat.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Very
mm-hmm.
shocked by how direct he is.
Yeah. And thank you that part that is seeing that. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it is shocking. It's kind of it's good. Tell me the part of you that can witness that, that is seeing him being, wow, what is he doing? Describe what
Yeah.
is he confident? What?
He he's very focused. His blink
Yep.
rate is very low,
Yep.
and he's really reading into who I actually am instead of what I'm saying as like a distraction.
Yep. And you're seeing June there really reading into you,
Hmm.
focused, really confident. He's really tuned in,
Hmm.
isn't it, to you? You get a sense of what exactly as he's so tuned into you right now.
Like I can take the mask off and
Yeah.
just be completely honest.
Ah. And as you can be completely honest, taking the mask off, how does that have you feel?
Honestly, like he's in control of the whole conversation because my tendency in that
Okay.
moment to be uh,
Mm-hmm.
fake is, it sucks to say, but like overly
Mm.
polite or fake in some way, it was just removed,
Yeah.
and his realness, his authenticity was, it was power in that moment. Truth is power. That's what that felt like.
Yeah. And this part of Angelo right now that can see what June brought to this meeting, right? His authenticity, his being in control, focused, really cutting through, allowing a freedom and authenticity, the truth. This part, you really know what's going on, don't you? You have a
I,
sense.
I can see it, but I'm like, how does he do this without being like
Yeah,
offensive? Yeah, just
yeah,
yeah.
but you can see it, right?
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah. And because you can see it, yeah, when at any time, Angelo, have you just been able to be free, authentic, anywhere with anyone and feeling open, real, authentic? Give me one specific time.
Um, Actually, with the guy that I helped out yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
the relationship coaching, it was just like
Mm-hmm.
um, he wanted to present himself.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, and I was like, dude, just take the mask off. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about selling
Mm-hmm.
you or signing you up. I don't care about this. Like, let's just really talk about what you
Mm-hmm.
need and just be unapologetic about what
Mm-hmm.
you would like to see in your life.
Yeah. So there you are with this guy right now, and this part that said, dude, just channel him with dude, and you're cutting through his presentation, you can see. And this
Mhm.
part that's able to do that, there right now, you are in the scenario. Yeah, how are you feeling as you're just being really present, authentic, cutting through to the truth and control?
Very calm.
Calm. And as you're there in that sense, how's it to act in this way right now?
Say that again.
How is it to be present to the sky? There you are, being you, calm. What's your
It's
experience?
it's the first thing that pops out is it's strange to not have anxiety during a
Okay,
sales call,
but
and
notice that
yeah,
right now,
yeah.
and you're not. What are you feeling instead of that?
Um,
There you
just
are in front of,
calmness. Just
yeah,
calm.
and feeling into that calmness. Where do you feel that in your body right now?
Kind of my shoulders. My shoulders feel relaxed. My stomach feels relaxed, and kind of my
Hmm.
neck. I just feel very almost like this right now. Very
Yeah, I can see that.
relaxed.
Loose.
Yeah,
Loose
relaxed.
and with it and present and authentic. And part that said, dude, are you, yeah, you really just saw him, didn't you? This part.
Yeah, I think
That,
he was shocked too. He was like, "Damn, this is not what I
yeah,
expected." Yeah.
yeah. And this part that's really calm. You're a great part. And you're able to cut through and see and sense this person. And Angelo needs you right now because he's in sales and he wants to, yeah. What, and what can I call you? Can I call you calm or
You can
in
call me calm.
control? Calm,
Calm is
thank you for speaking with me. Calm, you have got the skills and ability that could be very helpful in his work, Calm. Yeah, I can see that. Calm, would you be willing to volunteer to take over from other anxious parts or any other part in his sales and really show up? Because I can hear your passion, Calm.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, Calm. And you sound like the best part suited to the occasion because people get you, and you can say a lot to the client, and it's really heard in the spirit of it, how it's meant to be. I'm guessing, because this guy did, didn't he? When you said, "What did you say, dude?"
It's it was kind of like less about what I said and
Mm.
uh, more about anchoring myself to the moment with him instead of anchoring myself to the concepts.
Yeah. So thank you, that intellectual part that's telling me that. Calm. You just know how to do that, don't you?
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and if the system has permission, can Calm take the helm and be captain of the moment in the sales calls more and more? Would that be okay with all the other parts? Just have a little check in now.
Yeah, there's a very, very small part of me that
Mm-hmm.
spent a long time learning a lot of tactics, taking a lot of courses, and
Mm-hmm.
it feels like it needs to be there in case something goes wrong. Calm doesn't need it, which is weird, but this part is like, oh, but I learned all these tactics that I'm
Yeah.
supposed to use. Yeah,
And with your permission, Angelo, can I speak to that part? Is it okay? We continue a little bit.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And part that's learned a lot. And can you just say yes, you're there when you're there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Tell me about yourself, part. What is it you do for Angelo? How do you help him?
Like a technician.
Technician. Yeah, great. Technician, that's a role. And why is it you do that, technician?
To be skilled and successful.
Wow, you're a very great part. Everyone needs a part like you. What can I call you? Technician, as you're skilled and can help him and capable. You've got a lot of learning.
Could say like ISTP.
ISTP. I would have called you technician, but I'll call you ISTP. Yeah, you know what that is and means.
Mhm.
ISTP, I was just talking to Calm. You saw that?
Mhm.
Yeah, Calm's a great part. And he's really good at cutting through and actually being like June and control, authentic and truth. And it's very helpful,
Mhm. I just
ISTP.
feel like I learned all the tactics for nothing if I
Oh,
can't be helpful.
yeah. Well, you are an important part. We want you to be helpful. Let's just see, shall we, ISTP? I'm glad I wrote that down. Can you just step off to the side temporarily so I can speak back to Calm? Calm, when you're there, just say, yes, I'm there.
Yeah.
Calm.
Um,
Calm.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you for talking with me again. You heard ISTP. He's feeling kind of left out and like he's not any value anymore. That's not true, is it? Calm.
Maybe it is sometimes.
And he could be useful sometimes. You would really like him if he was to kind of be in the background and sharing knowledge where appropriate, perhaps, but not coming on the sales call. He could probably do a before and after kind of, I don't know, what would suit Calm? You, Angelo, you know, what would be most useful for ISTP, Angelo, if you were to kind of have him that part with those skills, because we want him
There
to
will
be,
be times, little times every now and again where it would be useful.
yeah. Calm, would you be willing to work in with ISTP to listen to him and you know, he can be part of the team, the sales team? Oh, I saw that. No, no, you don't need him. But how much would you appreciate ISTP if he was just way in the background, but he could share the knowledge if necessary?
Um,
Ooh.
it tends to get in the way sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, because what I'm looking for, he's a useful part and he tends to get in the way in the past, but he's trying to help because he's learned a lot, hasn't he? You know,
Yeah, it
and
knows a lot for sure. Definitely.
yeah, and resource therapy, we're very respectful because you wouldn't be here, Calm, really, knowing June and all that if it wasn't for ISTP. But it sounds like you're wanting ISTP to have a little bit of a back seat, maybe taking a cocktail by the pool while you're at the helm on the sales call, because you have a different sense and capacity.
I feel like
Yeah,
he is a
yeah,
justification part. I know how to do what I know how to do without
yeah,
learning, without thinking, without asking.
yeah,
He is there to justify what I do,
yeah.
if that
Would you
makes
be?
sense.
Yeah, yeah, totally. He's kind of, yeah, and it kind of stuck in maybe a bit of the past in a sense. I just want to speak to ISTP. Did you hear calm? He was he said you're there to justify. I'm not sure. How does that have you feeling?
Yeah, I would say that's true.
Yeah.
Not
And
very happy about it, but
yeah, yeah, I hear that. And in the past, that might have been a very useful thing, right?
mhm.
Yeah. But you can see calm and and you just felt what it was like, his experience in the body is very different to yours, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. You can see he's got this. Would you be able to kind of be willing to give permission? And you could like maybe analyze the sales calls afterwards, but to give permission for ISTP for Calm to hand over in the sales because he did so well yesterday. It's going to happen.
As long
Okay.
as I can justify it afterwards, that's fine.
Afterwards. Yeah, sure. Let me just see. Thank you, ISTP. I just want to speak back to Calm again. Just say yes, you're there when you're there. Thank you so much, Calm.
Mhm.
Yeah, you just heard ISTP would really appreciate not he's if you allow he's gonna step back and after the call kind of check in with them, not so much justify but maybe understand and analyze what happened. How much would you
It's
like
like
calm?
I don't
Yeah,
want to hurt his feelings, but I don't want him to
yeah,
sabotage what he actually wants, which is to
yeah,
succeed, right? So
exactly.
yeah,
So calm, how much would you appreciate and like him if he was to do that after the sales call rather than during? You would really appreciate him, wouldn't it? Because
yeah.
that would
I mean,
obviously.
it's not necessarily my goal to justify myself. I know how to do without explaining it. Um, I do think he serves a purpose. It's just not my purpose. If that makes
Absolutely.
sense.
And calm because you are calm and you understand that because you have a bigger understanding and the purpose that ISTP is needing there. Would you be willing to listen to him after the sales call? Yeah, if he gives permission. Yeah.
Kind of seems like he needs to justify things that I have no interest in thinking about.
Okay, you might not be the right part. Yeah. But Calm, how much would you tell me this? Calm, if you were able to have that time uninterrupted, we can find another part that can listen, so you don't have to during the sales call. How much would you be grateful for IST giving you that uninterrupted time? So it wasn't coming in there, calm. It was just you, captain of the moment,
Mhm.
being you. Tell that calm to
Yeah,
IST.
yeah, I don't want to push him away
Tell him
completely.
directly. Tell
Yeah,
him.
I don't want to push you away because I am a
Mm-hmm.
listener. But
Mm.
there's a difference between listening and being open and agreeing with something that I know isn't true, and that's where it
Yeah.
becomes problematic, or it could be.
Calm. And thank you for that. I really appreciate that. But if you were to have the space of a sales call to yourself, just you, being
Hmm.
the sailor of the ship, captain of the moment, as ISTP said he'd give you permission, what would you want to say in that condition where you wouldn't be listening to him? I'll find another part that can do that. How much would you appreciate ISTP for giving you, you know, the wheel?
I mean, yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah, tell him that
Mhm.
directly. Tell him that.
Yeah, that would be perfect. I don't want to cut you out completely. I wouldn't feel like I would feel like it's going against myself to cut
Mm,
you out completely.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. Calm.
yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. ISTP, you just heard calm. He said it would be so perfect, and you are a valued part of the crew. He doesn't want to cut you out because you have something to say and you want to succeed, he gets that. But he would really, and all the other parts would be cheering you and really applauding you for giving Calm the uninterrupted time of the sales calls and that. So he can do his thing and you can do your thing later. And do you hear that? It's about time you were respected and acknowledged. You would be perfect for after the call, maybe a debrief with another part, not Calm. ISTP, how is that landing for you? Would you give permission for Calm?
I don't feel like it's real respect.
Oh, no, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
true.
it's good.
Well, yeah, but you felt what Calm said, right?
Hmm.
You feel that? Yeah. How does that feel? As he said it would be perfect. He's kind of aligned with you in a way. But if you don't want to, that's, up to you. It's your choice. I'm not going to force or make you do anything. He acknowledges you have a great role to play in succeeding with this person, Angelo. And success will likely happen more if Calm has the helm, he's in the driver's seat, and you do the debrief after learning more. That could even be it's like a wow, that would reinforce more success
Hmm.
potentially.
I feel bad for saying this, but I just kind of want to be by myself and do my own thing.
Well, you don't have to do anything you don't want to, STP. But would
Mhm.
you give permission for Calm? That's what I'm angling for, because you can see Calm knows how to model what June does and has success, right? And that's what you're all about, is success.
That
Am I?
upsets me a bit because I want to be the part that can do all these things.
Oh, yeah. How old are you, ISTP?
8 comes to mind.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, yeah. I can understand that upset too. Yeah, there's a level of frustration around that. Yeah. But well, you can see Calm as an adult part, right? Has got that
Mhm.
energy and experience. Yeah. And you don't have to be like, I'm going to say, like, pushing that. Yeah. You can be you alone, and what would you like? Where would you like to be? And is there a part, and feeling not, and if this is okay with you, Angela, I could go a little bit deeper, only with your permission.
I'm okay
And
with you.
yeah, ISTP, I'm pulling you that, but feeling 8, feeling really frustrated. What's underneath that frustrated feeling?
I don't want to have to justify myself all the time. Just feel
Mm.
like I have to.
Yeah, and emotionally feeling like you have to justify all the time. Feeling 8 years of age, having to, ooh, emotionally, what's that experience like?
Um, I don't like it.
No. And what about the part that's feeling like, are you connected to that part that doesn't, yeah. Is there a part there?
Yeah.
How do you, how do you feel about that part that is kind of not feeling so good? Do you like it? Do you wish it would go away? Or
I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah. But it's got sort of emotion to it, hasn't it? I'm guessing. Yeah, yeah. And that's not your gig, is it? Because you want to make things happen, which is great. Justify why something happened. But there's another part. Yeah. Just want to speak to that part. You heard ISTP, that he's frustrated. Frustrated said, I'm calling him that. You've got
Okay.
some emotion. Yeah. I want to speak to that emotional part. How does that make you feel? Emotional part?
Which part?
Emotional, that little young part that's right alongside, knows
How
about
does
frustration.
which
How do
part
you
make me feel?
feel? The younger 8-year-old part. Right now, I just want to channel you.
Just really upset.
Yeah, yeah. And tell me, can I call you upset? Upset? And
That's fine.
upset. Thank you for speaking with me. Upset, and feeling that younger you, feeling upset. Does it feel more like you're inside a building or outside a building?
Like both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, and who's there with you where you're having this experience of both
I
frustration?
There's a memory that's coming up actually. I don't know.
Just feeling into that right now, sensing into that scene right now, upset.
Yeah.
What's happening there right now in the scene?
Um,
What are you
just the rational
experiencing?
part of how strange, how accurate this is coming up. But
Thank you,
uh,
Rational. You can come and sit beside me. So, and upset. Where are you?
outside, my
Hmm.
back, I'm in the backyard, and I am with my stepdad and my stepbrother, and we have to get the lawnmower, and there are bees in the shed, a big ass beehive, and
Whoa.
my brother and myself tried to go and get the lawnmower, but we
Yeah.
couldn't. We kept getting attacked by bees, and my stepdad, his dad was just
Hang on.
super pissed at us for not being able to get the lawnmower.
Okay.
Um,
So can I just pause you there? Thank you. This rational. Can you just come and sit beside me? I want to work with upset who had that experience. Yeah, that makes sense. That if I speak directly with upset, upset, are you there? Upset.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And we can probably hear that buzzing of the bees and and what do you call stepdad? Upset,
Mike.
Mike. And
Yeah.
and upset. Thank you. Upset. Is it okay if we have some things happen? I want to help you feel better. Is that okay with you? Upset.
We can,
Thank you. Yeah, awesome. Upset. First of all, we're in the imagination, so we're just going to hit the pause button here, okay, on the scene. We're
mhm.
going to turn down the volume of the bees, shall we? So they're like a little bzz, we don't even hear them anymore. Yeah? You can see them. And now they're just still. And then let's have Mike. Yep. And let's just tell the bees. What do you want to say to those bees? Do you just want them to go?
Yeah, it's not their fault necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah. But just let's just send the bees off to into the hive and let's put the hive in the forest where it truly belongs. They don't belong in there, do you?
Okay.
That's gone. And now the space is really clear. And then let's have Mike just be what in the front of you there, but yep, because he's being a bit much, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's guess what we're gonna do. We're gonna shrink him down to the size of a bee. Okay? He's bee size. So don't step on him. Not that he's got any sting or anything, because he's not. He's only teeny tiny, like the size of a little pebble. Shrink him down there, upset, and look way down there and see him there, and your stepbrother. And yeah, what's it like to see him down there? Yeah.
I don't want to accidentally trip
No,
on him.
don't. No. And upset, I want you to have your voice here because this is important. Tell
Mhm.
him how you're feeling. That's not good, is it? Tell him. He's
Um, I just feel like it's nobody's fault. I mean,
mm,
um, there's vines, there's thorns. Even if I was to grab the lawnmower, like I
yeah.
seen you grab the lawnmower and try to look all strong and smart and shit, and you cut your
Hmm.
arm on vines and got stung by bees, and
Hmm.
you tried to
Mm,
make it seem like it wasn't a big deal, but even you didn't like getting stung by fucking bees. So you
yeah.
know, maybe not blaming me and Joe, like it
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's right, upset. Yeah. Mike, you shouldn't be blaming Joe and Angelo. They're just kids. You're the adult in this situation. Yeah, you tell him. He shouldn't be taking it out on you guys, should he? No. And it's not, you're not responsible, upset at all. Well said. Anything else you want to say? Tell him what you need.
I just feel like he's
Tell him directly.
taking a step
Upset.
back. Hmm.
Got it? Upset.
Um, yeah. I don't know what
Yeah.
to say to him because he doesn't listen to anything. So it's like,
Yeah. Upset. Yeah, but this is your voice. So yeah, you tell him, you just told him stop doing that, right? Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, bro. Like,
Yep,
don't
yep.
know what to say. Like,
Yeah, upset. Thank you for saying that to him, and it makes sense that you are smarter. Sometimes you're more in control. That he's going out of control, isn't he? He's not very with it there. No,
yeah,
and yeah, and upset. If it's okay with your permission, I just want to have a quick word to Mike because I can't understand why he's kind of like being like he is, like a bit of an idiot. Would
yeah.
that be okay with you? Thank you.
Hmm.
Upset, just taking a step off to the side, and Angelo taking on the role temporarily, briefly, of Mike, so I can speak to him to understand the situation better. Mike,
Hmm.
you know what? Yeah, you just heard your, both Joe and yours and Angelo. They're, things aren't good, and you can't take. It's not their fault. They're not to blame. How come you're going so out of control, Mike? How does that make you feel?
This is so weird how many things are coming up. Am I
Yep,
like,
Mike, just being the
um,
great actor.
I don't know how I know this, but like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way that I was raised, and I was treated like shit like that too. I feel
Oh,
really bad for it, but I don't want to admit that I
mm-hmm.
feel bad for it because I'll probably break down and cry and feel really bad.
Yeah, okay. Oh, Mike, thank you for your honesty. You get actually upset there and you feel shit, but that's all you know because you were raised like that. And you're not going to show your vulnerable side because that's not who you are, is it, Mike? Yeah,
I don't know how to deal with that side of me.
yeah, exactly. So you can't give what you never got and can't be who you're not. Yeah. Thanks for your honesty, Mike. I really appreciate that. And I hope, you develop some more skills later on in life and you're just like a one-trick pony. Mike, yeah, I'll let you go. Yeah, and I just want to speak back to upset. Upset, boy. Yeah, shake that one off. I can really understand why you feel upset. Yeah, Mike is just, that's how he's just doing all that he knows, which is to blame out, not take responsibility, and treat other people like shit because that's all he got. And it's really bad. And he can't be vulnerable because he's afraid of being breaking down and crying because he's got ideas around that. But you, upset, are really clever. No wonder you felt like that. Anyone would. I would be even upset. Just want to acknowledge that upset. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Completely understand. Yeah, and thank you, Upset. I'm glad you had. Is there anything else you'd like to say, or do you want Dad or to Joe? Yeah.
No, it's the ISTP is starting to say that he doesn't need to justify this anymore, which is interesting.
I, yeah, thanks, ICP. I just want to finish my work with Upset, okay? So I want to have what he needs to have happen. Upset, this is your space. Do you want Mike in it, or do you want to
Um,
ignore?
Maybe I want to keep him just like it's
Mm-hmm.
weird because I feel conflicted because
Yeah,
I can't change another person, but I want to keep him safe, like maybe in a little like
yeah,
cubby.
just have him. Yeah, have him be over there in a bubble. And this is an updated version of Mike. That is the ideal version, just over there. How's that? And in that bubble, he's learning, but only love comes through. None of that other stuff, none of his frustrations. And Joe just, there you go. But really, I understand there's no, you don't have to take care of him anymore, upset or justify or, yeah. That's not your job. You're a young person. We don't expect that.
No, I guess I was angry at him,
Yeah,
not just for me, but I was the oldest sibling.
yeah,
So, I was young, and in my head, I'm thinking, like,
yeah,
you know, I'm okay. I'll find a way to cope, but fucking
yeah.
up my
Also for
younger brother,
Joe. Yeah.
yeah, messing with my
Upset.
younger brother, that
Tell,
really paid.
yeah, and let Joe and let Mike know that. Just he's heard that. Yeah, makes sense to me that you would want to protect. ISDPT probably protected little Joe. Thank you, Upset. It's good to know this now, really, and you can see that that is no longer necessary because we've just, yeah, notice that. And upset, I want to make sure you get someone who gets you, maybe little Joe there, that is willing to actually be there for you like a mate. Yeah?
Yeah,
Upset? Yeah. Sorry, what was that?
he gets it.
Yeah. Upset? Thank you. And staying just there, Angelo, if you saw an 8-year-old boy, and of course it was really frightening, there were bees and there was stepdad going out of control and blaming Joe and his
Yeah.
yeah. And that you really actually didn't need to protect him because he'd said his piece, but you had a loving connection to him, like he was like like a little puppy, really. He needed to be hugged and supported, not protected, but just hugged and supported and cared because all people deserve to be seen and heard and acknowledged, right?
That's the thing that's coming up though, is like
Yeah,
I see it as needs to be protected. Like I probably would have walked in the backyard and been like,
yeah,
yo, like I would have kind of
yeah,
martyred myself there and been like, why the fuck are you screaming at two kids like this, dude? What you're doing is literally retarded. Like you need to chill out.
yeah.
So,
But
um,
Upset's already had his say, and he's told that. He's got his voice, which is about time, isn't it, Part, that's recognising that. ISTP, you don't have to do that anymore. But Upset, coming back to me, coming back around, and Angelo, I don't know if you've got children or you have any nieces or nephews,
yeah.
or, yeah, but do you like kids or animals?
Yeah, I like kids and animals.
Yeah. And if you saw, say a kid that was feeling confused and was kind of like a deer in the headlights because, there's all this stuff was going around and they were not feeling good, how would you want to comfort them, connect with them, and offer, I'm going to say unconditional care and safety and support, but just care more? How would you want to connect in a
Yeah,
loving way?
I have a different way of that
Yeah,
where I am still for them so that they can see that they're not a victim, if that makes sense. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
you're
you
okay.
become.
You're okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but would you want to comfort them? How would you want to comfort them?
I,
8-year-old. He's 8.
I don't know if it was like, little me or like niece or nephew, I would just sit with them.
Yep. Excellent. I want an adult part that would just sit beside him with your calm energy. And you might even maybe put your arm around his shoulder.
I feel like that would feed the frame that there's something wrong or that he's a victim.
Hang
Just a
on,
personal
hang on.
opinion. I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah, no, thank you, part. I'm just looking for a part that is okay to connect. That's not you. I get it. Part that we just want to sit beside and have good energy. What can I call you?
I might have
Can I
this
call you
wrong, but I do feel like that is me.
caring? Can I call you caring? This part of Angelo that has capacity just to sit, be still.
Yeah, we can do that.
Shoulder. Caring? Helper, friend, mate?
Say caring.
Caring, thank you for all that you do. Caring, can you just go there right now and be beside with your caring energy, right beside upset? Yeah? Yeah, and as you do this caring, just let all the unconditional love, safety, support, appreciation, and approval, just for being born, every child deserves, flow into his very little being there, letting it surround him.
I don't
Oh,
know if I have that resource in me. Like,
hang on. Yeah, who's that? Thank you, Part, for letting me know that you're not it.
hmm,
Yeah, can you step aside? Come step beside me.
mhm.
So if you saw a little kitten that was meowing and afraid and kind of being yelled at, how would you want to support that little kitten?
I would never let that happen.
I understand that, but how would you want to support the kitten? What would the kitten need?
Maybe some food. You said a
Yep.
kitten.
Yeah, the
Um,
kitten. It's afraid. It's shaking. You see it?
funny, we have a
Little
neighborhood
puppy.
cat that comes around here.
Yeah.
Just being present, bringing it some, little cat food, little bowl of water,
Yeah.
just like petting
Would you
it
want to
and
stroke it? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So petting it, just have that cat in front of you, just petting it and seeing how it's responding now. And this part that's capable of that, that knows you
hmm
want to comfort, provide, care. What can I call you there as you're stroking, petting the cat?
I don't know if this makes sense, but I just said Angelo in my head. I don't know if
Yeah, I
we
get
would.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no. Can I call you caring, Angelo?
yeah, we can say caring.
Yeah, caring Angelo. And, because
Yeah,
you're a great part and you have different skills and ability that rationalized. Yeah. And caring, you're really needed right now for upset, right? Because we're only working the imagination. So play with me a bit. We're just playing.
Oh,
Caring Angelo.
it makes me upset that somebody would do that to a kid, though. So it's like I don't
Hang
know
on,
if I'm.
let that go. Let that go. Let that go.
Yeah.
Completely let that go.
hmm
Thank you, IC, Carmen. Yeah, that's all over now. Yeah, upset got to voice. Upset, can you just come back forward for me? You said your piece to Mike. How are you feeling now, having at least said that and
Confused
heard? Okay, because
about everything that's going on.
I know. Upset, can I get you care and
hmm
support what you didn't get and not getting from Mike there, right? You need someone who can just be steady with their presence, not all over the place, right?
hmm
Yeah, caring Angelo, you there? Just say yes, I'm there when you're there. Caring Angelo, can you just go there and be beside upset? You don't have to, yeah?
Wow.
Caring
Yeah.
Angelo. Yeah, you know this. You can
Didn't know I
see.
was all of that. Okay.
Yeah, you get it, don't you, caring Angelo? And caring Angelo, just as you do this, just allow all your care, like a warm ray of sunshine, just to be there and letting it flow into upset there so he can feel your loving connection, let me say, kindness, just like you're offering the card. Yeah, comfort even. Good, it feels good to give, doesn't it, caring Angelo?
Yeah, but upset is like
Yeah,
he's gonna get
upset.
in trouble for
Hang
getting.
on. Caring Angelo, thank you. Upset. Just speak to me again.
hmm
Yeah, this is pretty new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And another part was speaking on your behalf, but tell me how you're feeling there with caring, Angelo.
Like I'm waiting for this positive moment to be over
Yeah.
so I can go back to getting in trouble all the time.
Ah, got a secret for you, Upset.
Hmm.
Angelo's an adult. You don't have to actually ever have to deal with that again. Isn't it interesting? Kind of like, wow, isn't it? I know
I
it's
don't feel like
happened a lot. Pardon?
I don't feel like that's true.
Well, in a sense, it's not true and true at the same time. Because Angelo's sitting here talking to me, but also I'm speaking to you, Upset, and you're 8. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. And Upset, you can see Mike in the bubble over there. Do you really need Mike in your space? Because we're only working the imagination. We're only playing.
I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble if I push him out of the space.
Well, just see, shall we? Just you don't have to push him. Just tell him to go. This is your space. You've got the remote control on the TV. You can have it any which way you want it.
Also, it's conflicting because I care about him too. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. Do
shit.
you want that version? But let's have him gone out of that space. Okay, this is your
Okay,
space.
it'd be scary,
Tell him to
but
go. See what it feels like. Just tell him you can leave now. Upset. You tell Mike
okay, we can do
he's gone, and just notice there it
it.
is.
Yeah.
And let's take you out of that situation, Upset, where you can be. And there's caring Angelo. Where does it feel like a nice place to be? Is it, yeah, let's, because this is in the imagination. Is it at the park or is it where? Beach?
Skateboarding in the parking lot across the
Excellent,
street.
excellent. I think that's fine. Just and you there? You there? Sorry. And just being there. You there?
Hmm.
Oh, and there you are, skateboarding in the park, and caring Angelo's there. He's got his own skateboard. How does that feel?
I don't know what part this is, but it's so weird to have a childhood that doesn't feel hyper vigilant.
I understand you, part. Can I call you aware? Yeah, makes sense to
Mm,
me. That's yeah. This is very new, isn't it? But can I speak
yeah.
back to upset? Because
Hmm.
he had a tough time, and I want to make sure things are right for him now. I feel I want him to feel safe, seen, and respected.
Hmm.
And caring Angelo, you can do that, can't you? You can respect him, listen to him, see him, and believe him, can't you? Caring Angelo, can you tell upset what he's always needed to hear? Caring, tell
Uh,
him.
he is he is very hyper vigilant, and he's like not
Yeah.
accepting it. Maybe.
Upset. Upset. Can I speak to you again? Yeah.
Hmm.
What color is your skateboard?
It's black and then pink at the bottom.
Cool. And what color are the wheels? Well, the truck, isn't it? It's called the truck. Yeah.
Uh, Silver and then like a eggshell white, I guess, for the wheels.
Cool.
The
Yeah. And
bearing.
as you're standing, yeah, on the wheel bearings there, how does that feel? Upset?
It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And guess what? This is your space and your skateboard, and there's just you and caring Angelo there, no one else. We're just gonna, yeah, this is
Hmm.
your skate park. It's your own personal one upset. Yeah. And as you're having this experience now on this black board with the pink underboard and the truck there, and feel, yeah, how's that feel? It's good, isn't
Feels
it?
good.
Warm. Where do you feel that in your body? Hmm?
Like everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Arms, shoulders, yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And I guess I can't call you upset anymore as you're having this cool time, hearing the sounds, the
Yeah,
skateboard.
it's
You're
like my
doing some,
escape at home.
pardon?
Skateboard. Skateboarding is like
Skater?
my yeah.
Yeah.
It's my
What can I
escape.
call?
Yeah.
Yeah. And upset, can I call you skater or what?
Um. Yeah, that would be way cooler.
Yeah. Skater. Yeah. And skater, I've got a secret for you. You never have to deal with adult sales calls or trying to make money or do anything like that, okay? We're going to let Calm and the other adult parts deal with that. And calming Angelo's there. Skater. Woo! Look, as it got like big, yeah. And you can do that. And you don't even have to have a helmet or anything. You can do what feels good for you. How's that, Skater?
It part of it feels good, and there's this very small, just like
Mm,
waiting for something to crash into the happiness and ruin all of it type of
yeah,
feeling.
yeah, yeah. And can I speak to that part that just can you see that part that Skater's really okay here? Because we're only working the imagination. We know it's kind of real but not real.
Hmm.
And you can retire if you like and just take a seat on the edge of the skate park, settling
Okay.
down. Yeah. And you can just, help him, encourage him with his tricks. Part, how's that feel? What can I call you there? As you're just having a rest.
The skateboard part, you're saying?
Or the other part that's kind of just watching, waiting for the other foot to drop, but it's not going to happen.
Be like awareness, maybe? Or you the one that's waiting for something to
Yeah,
go bad?
yeah,
Hyper vigilant, or I could zero. It's zero. It's
zero. Z,
Yeah.
thank you, Z. Z, you're an important part, and in the past, you've had to work like overtime, right?
Hmm.
Unpaid, on the job, always on alert. Yeah? Z, you must be tired.
Hmm.
Yeah. And all the other parts, like calm, and that would be really thankful if you take a rest. Yeah?
Hmm.
Calm, can I speak to you again? Calm, you there?
Hmm. Yeah.
Calm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Calm. UCZ, can you give him a bit of an update on life now and how things are different?
He is so mad about this, though.
Oh, hang on. Calm, I want you to share with, if it's okay. Z, Calm said you're upset. Tell me what you're upset about.
It's just foolish to
Oh,
uh, let your guard down and assume that everything's gonna be okay because the
good.
moment that it's not, we're gonna wish that we were more hyper vigilant and
Yeah, yeah,
not naive.
yeah. Absolutely. Z, that makes a lot of sense. In the past, that would have been so necessary, right? Growing up with Mike. Whew, and
Hmm.
his kind of out of controlness. You never knew when it was coming at you, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah. Guess what? He's an adult now. He doesn't have to deal with Mike. He's got other parts that can. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? Knowing that and becoming aware of that more and more. Z, but you are a great protector part, right? We all need a part like you, Z.
Kind of.
Yeah. But you can see, you can see Z. I don't know if you can see Z. Can you see now? With the greatest respect, I'm fully respecting you because you are an important part. All our parts are. You would be really respected if you were to protect him in newer, more useful ways now, like not being switched on all the time because that drains the body and mind of energy and gives him less ability to show up and be there for his clients, Z.
Hmm.
Z, you hearing me? What are you hearing?
Um, there's been through a lot of dangerous stuff in life, and I think it's just
Yeah, you have.
I don't I don't plan on not being hyper vigilant at any point.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be and do anything. Z, you've been holding a lot, haven't you?
Hmm.
Yeah. And how heavy does that weight feel holding all that?
It's impossible.
Yeah. Can we try a little experiment, Z?
Hmm.
Yeah. And Z, and this is not going to go on the podcast either. This is very personal work. Z, we're going to bring out our magical sieve. You know what sieves are, right? The rice stays there and the water flows through.
Hmm.
Yeah. And Z, we're going to have you be up in this. Are you sure to see what it feels like to be free of that impossibility? Just as an experiment, mind. We don't have to debate it. We're just going to have a little experience. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to debate it. But yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate you. Yeah. I'm just trying to do my best here as helping all the parts of Angelo because we kind of landed in this area, which is great. And I'm really thankful. Z, so there you up in this magical sieve. And it's a letting go sieve. I know that sounds weird, but the sieve, what happens is all the heaviness, all the danger of the past, etc., all that. What would you be ready to see and let go of if you could let go of anything?
It would be a never-ending stream of things to let go. So
Like fear, danger,
experience. Yep. Danger.
hurt, anger,
Hmm.
feelings of being done wrong, feelings of being wronged,
Hmm.
feelings of being blamed. Guilt, shame, responsibility. Ooh, there's a lot of that, isn't there? Yeah?
Mm, more of just like
Mm-hmm.
uh, parents letting me down, adults letting me down, authority letting me down.
Yeah, all those
But
letting down feelings. Sorry.
yeah.
All
Hmm.
those heavy negative feelings of being let down, disappointed, betrayed even,
Hmm.
abandoned. Yeah. And what
Hmm.
color's your magical sieve, Z?
It's golden.
Oh, what golden is so amazing. And are you sure, Z, you want to try this experiment with me? Because you're an explorer.
I just don't think it's gonna do anything, but I'm fine.
So is that a yes?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Thank you. You sure now?
Um, I mean, I'm upset about all of it, but
Yeah, that makes
really,
sense. And I'm not suggesting you shouldn't be, but I don't want you to be carrying the emotional burden and weight of all this, the years of all this, right? It's heavy, it's taxing. Yeah. So, and what's going to happen, Z, is you're going to see what it feels like to release the weight of that heavy negative stuff, all that being let down. Pardon?
I'm also being respectful because you're very helpful. I just like
Yeah,
I can't imagine it doing
you don't
anything.
have to. It's an experiment, okay?
Mhm.
I'm not going to make you do anything as you want, but we're just going to give
I
this a
want you to
go.
feel like I let you down though if it doesn't happen.
You cannot let me down. I don't have any expectations. But
Okay.
I just love that you're willing to do this with me. So you've already passed. Okay? You've passed. Is that okay, Z?
Hmm.
Yeah. And just notice that. So we're going to be in our powerful, magical sieve. And of course, it's so powerful and magical because Gordon Emerson has designed it. You know, the guru of resource therapy. So it's a
Oh yeah.
very spectacular sieve. Uh-huh. And Z, you are up in the sieve, feeling for one final time all the weight, all the never ending blame, shame, feeling wrong, feeling all the disappointment, feeling like you've been let down and letting people down, all that guilt, feeling in control, out of control, all the hypervigilance, all the danger being, all the justifications, all that stuff, all that stuff, any and everything associated. Are you ready? Yep. Taking a breath in. And as you're letting it go, shh, coming down to my voice, through that golden mesh, all the way down through, completely separating from all the years of all that stuff, all that heavy emotional stuff, completely separating, shh, down to my voice, all the way down through now, shh, nodding your head when you're all the way through, completely separated from that stuff, all the way, just letting gravity take its course. Yeah, that's it. Through now. Just nodding your head when you're all the way through, Z, letting me know. Z, thank you so much for doing that with me. As I said, it's just an experiment, Z. How does that feel being separated from all of that stuff?
I guess the only thing that didn't let go is the guilt. I feel guilty, like I'm never going to be able to completely let go of it. I do feel
Mm-hmm.
better. It's
Yeah.
just this like
Okay.
guilt there.
Yeah. Thank you, Z. How about we go around one more time and see what it feels like to leave that guilt there? You can take it back, just as an experiment, right?
Hmm.
Like a coin toss, really. Um,
Yeah.
so Z, let's be there with all the guilt. What color's that guilt?
It's black.
Yeah. And this guilt cannot possibly come through the mesh. We're going to make it, it's so golden. It's and really finer the mesh this time. Really. And just taking a breath in, and coming down, leaving all the guilt there, all the black stuff, as just the free light ZU Angelo coming through, completely separated from that stuff, because it just naturally happens as gravity, like an apple falls from the tree, all the way through, just nodding your head when you're completely separated from all that guilt, all that black stuff, completely because the gold, yeah, nice.
Still there though. What happens with that stuff?
Yeah, yeah, no, we're gonna, yeah, good question. Yeah, I mean, but just feel what it feels like to be separated from that stuff.
It was very clear. I'm like
Very
white,
clear.
glowing.
Yeah. Yeah, nice one. Just feel into that clearness, that lightness, that whiteness, that being. Yeah. And as I said, you could have it all back, that stuff. That what's that stuff look like behind in the sieve there?
It's like a gooey mesh, like
Mm,
tangled up.
yeah. It's no good, is it? Sounds a bit pollution-y. Yeah. Should we clear the world of that stuff?
Probably. I just don't know where to put it.
We don't need to put it anywhere. We're going to completely sizzle it away to nothingness. We're using a magic sieve, right?
Mhm.
So there is such a thing and there's no such thing. It's a contradiction all at once and at the same time. And so, Z, what color? Light or what color laser would you like to sizzle that stuff away? Because you know lasers can
Yeah,
sizzle
I can
stuff.
use like a white laser.
Yeah, white laser, white light is so super powerful. Ready? Yeah, you got your, yeah. Let's ready. Point that. You got it? Put your hands
Oh,
up there. I love that.
all
Was
right.
that your hand? Yeah. Yeah. And ready?
Oh,
On my count of three. One, two, three.
mm,
All gone. Yeah, nice. Lasered. Yep. And just it's
yeah,
a
done
got
it.
it all gone. So much better. And Z, you can zap it anytime you need of any of that stuff. And I love that hand movement. And Skater, you saw that, and all the other parts saw that. Isn't it good? Yeah. ISTP, you saw that too, didn't you? Yeah. And calm. And how's that feeling? And yeah, is it okay with you, ISTP now? And Z, if calm does the sales calls, you don't have to bother yourself.
Yeah, but what's ISTP supposed to do, I guess?
Good question.
He's afraid to ask directly. That's why I'm asking
Oh,
for him.
oh, no worries. ISTP, you can ask me directly. I'm listening. What would you like
Um,
to do now?
just just hang out and be a normal,
Yeah,
like just hang
yeah.
out.
I know someone who, do you skate?
I could
Or
hang
just,
out. People skate.
yeah, yeah. How about ISTP? You could hang out with Skater if that's okay. Because you guys are, you knew each other back in the day. You've been very helpful in the past.
Hmm.
Yeah. Skater, let's bring ISTP with you hanging out there. And in a different way, he's in the new updated version.
I guess and I'm not
Yeah,
sure where this is coming from. It's so mm,
yeah,
like the ISTP is kind of like the dangerous
yeah,
inner child of me that protects me, and I'm just like, is that going to be safe?
yeah.
Uh,
ISTP,
having
can I speak? Thank you. Part that's wanting to understand that makes perfect sense. Let's see, shall we? ISTP, let's have you be hanging out there. Can we call you protector or
yeah,
what's
I'm like a
yeah,
child protector of this other
yeah.
version.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but guess what? He doesn't need it anymore because he's in this magical bubble there. It's a skate park. It's pretty big. And no people are there just caring Angelo, you, their protector, and Skater hanging out together, the three of you. It's pretty cool, isn't it? How does it feel?
I just want him to be safe, so it feels very good.
Yeah, and you can watch over him and keep him safe there. Guess what? There's no mics or anyone like that in the scene. He can even have his little brother there too, if he wants to. Yeah, yeah. Let's have Joe on his own special skateboard there, having fun, and Caring's just cheering him on and encouraging him and going, woo! Yeah, there you are. And Skater, how does that feel? Would you be willing for Protected just to be hanging out with you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. And Protector, you can settle deep down there on the inside. And let's hope that you never have to come out dealing. But if there's ever a child that was going to be abused, like kidnapped, you could come out then. We hope that
Oh,
never. Yeah, absolutely. You know what to do. And Calm, let's have you be on the next sales call this time. Calm, there you are. Because we know Protector's protecting Skater back there deep on the inside. So, yeah, how does that feel? Calm. You're there making the sales call.
it's good.
Yeah, really good. And look what happens, Calm, as you are channeling June. So authentic, adult, real. And you can see what's your the customer, is it? What's your client responding as you're really direct and charged but respectful?
Hmm.
What happens?
I just want the best for them.
Yeah, that's right. Are you the best part then, Calm, to share that?
Yeah, because I'm going to tell them what they need to hear, whether I make a sale or rather they want to hear it or not. I'm going
Yeah.
to say what they need to hear.
Yeah, it's not an outcome base. It's about being, I'm going to say calm, genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you believe. You believe you wouldn't be doing this, right? And you've had this experience even here today. Genuine experience. Calm, thanks. And Protected, did you see Calm? And Z, did you see Calm? Z, you can be at the skate park too. Calm's got this, hasn't he? Would you guys give him the green light to handle doing this? Because he can really help Angelo moving forward and
This,
others.
this is coming up from Calm here.
Yeah.
Not sure why, but I want to make sure that they're okay too. And I didn't realize how important it is to Calm to make sure that they're safe and that they're
Calm,
okay. There's
check
like
in
a
with the right. Yep.
yeah,
Sorry.
there's like a slight bit of like I don't know, maybe it's like my mom, like almost like motherly anxiety, like making sure that they're safe
I
while
think
I'm.
that's a very caring. Calm, can you
Mhm.
just check in? Calm, did you Protector Z and all the parts? You heard Calm. He wants to check in. How are you guys doing now after this work?
Fine, all fine,
Did you say fun?
fine, fine. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
good.
I thought so. Did you hear that, Calm?
Mhm.
Yeah. And you can keep on having fun there on the inside. Nowhere to, no one to please, nothing to do, just being free to have fun, Skater, and all the younger parts, and letting the adult, mature parts deal with Angelo's business concerns, his life, and how he wants. Yeah, connecting with that. And all the parts there. Thank you, Carrie, Angelo. Thank you, Protector Z, Aware, Calm. I lost track of all the parts. And just having a great big handshake, high five, fist bump on the inside there. And you're all on the same team. And what's the team jersey color?
It's like a neon, like a black light pink.
Ooh, I know. Black light pink. Awesome. There's little one skaters got his ooh. Yeah, and there's Caring Angelo and there's Protected and all there settling deep down there on the inside, just going down where you need to go and having Angelo's adult parts, and there's the interviewer part that's made this podcast here. And his thank you to all the parts that I've worked with here with the deepest respect. I've had a lot of fun. I have had a lot of fun. So I appreciate you, and I will work with you as need be, or we'll just be surprised how that work settles in. Really cool. And when you're ready, Angelo, just coming back to the room. Yeah.
Philippa, why did you do all that for me?
Um, my answer that just comes is because I could. Yeah. Thank you for working with me. It's an honor, real honor. It was fun. I love it. And I've got picture of Skater and his, all the neon team.
Man,
Yeah. And oh, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. What are I mean, you're still kind of in a bit of a process there. Hey, wow. And that came from wanting to find the right part. And you were really asking for yourself, right? That question, how do you find a part? You don't have one. And we found calm.
yeah, I did not. Um, at first, I was like, well, I don't know how good I am because I've done some parts work stuff. And I guess
Hmm.
my fear here is I was like, oh, what if I do this wrong?
Mm,
And it was just like,
yeah.
I don't know at which point the rational mind just kind of
Yeah.
turned off, but it
It was
happened
a
at
point.
some point.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. It did. And we acknowledge that rational part. It was trying to help. It was trying to give the story, and many times makes sense. That's a great part of you too, rational. Yeah. And many of us live from the neck up in a way because that's often a safer place than feeling all this other stuff underneath. But you are a feeling person, obviously, and a deeply caring person. I got
Mhm.
that through our work that we just did there. You cared
I
for your
usually
younger
don't really
brother.
show that side of me to people unless I'm on a sales call, as weird as that sounds. Um,
Well, be
I don't know
very
why.
interested if that came out more and more in your life because
Mhm.
that was open. You even look different. I want you to look at this. You even look different.
That's just so
Yeah.
wild.
I know,
Um,
right. You look at yourself before and after this, and you just look so, I'm going to say the word peaceful and relaxed. And I just can't wait to hear of your adventures because you're going to keep in, we're mates now. You know, that, yes, yeah, uh, that your life will change because people are going to see more of all the parts of Angelo and they're going to connect with them because you're a leader, Angelo. You've got bravery, doing podcasts and stuff like this. And the way you
Thank you.
reached out to me, I mean, and your enthusiasm and energy and encouragement, it's amazing.
Well, I want to make
Hmm.
sure I'm showing the same respect and love and care back. So you
Hmm.
don't have to know the answer to this right now, but if there's anything that I can do for you, please let me know as soon as possible.
You just did it,
Yeah.
working with me and the podcast. Um, so just, and I just, yeah, I love it. That's why the thing is, too, and having had an experience, this isn't just parts with, those are all resources and those parts of you that
Mhm.
have different skills, abilities, and ages and stages. That's where a lot of other parts therapies, we don't grow up a skater part. It's good to have a kid part that
I
can
wanted,
enjoy that.
I wanted to share that with you because I've seen, I think it was you, Gordon, and somebody else, and I wish I remembered the exact video you did together.
Hmm.
Um, but in this video, he was saying something like, "I don't want my kid part who likes ice cream to
Yeah.
have to be a lawyer," or something like that. And when you were talking to, the like skateboarder part, essentially, the
Mm.
only thing at the end is he was like, and I felt like it was childish to say, like I was judging myself, but he was like, "I don't want to grow up and not skateboard," and I was like, "That's such a childish thing to say." But then you were like, "Oh, you don't have to grow up," and he was like, "Thank God." Like,
It's childlike because it's fun to have a part that can really, I mean, I used to skate as a kid, not very well. I shall say, but yeah, and I have a picture of you like in my mind of this like really cool skate park with really big things. But that part is kind of fearless. And then we get older and we get fear and did it. But it's great to have a part that can just enjoy the absolute moment of being with that fun that kids
Yeah.
just have. There's a purity to it, as you said, like, and being able to enjoy a piece of chocolate without like, you know,
Hmm.
yeah, ice cream. And it's great to have your sales part, but you need all those parts that
Yeah.
not you need. It's great to have them available they're part of your crew. And at the
Yeah.
right moment, yeah, yeah. And I see, I like it because it's very
Cool.
practical, isn't it? Yeah, it's so cool, isn't it? And you can use this meat is the mascot animal for the Australia Resource Therapy Institute is the Australian animal called a platypus, and it's from Gordon. I'm riffing this. We
Mm.
duck-billed platypus, which means what is it? They swim underwater and they got a little duck bill and they close their eyes, and of course they hit a rock, and they don't keep hitting that rock, right? No, they just kind of keep until they get around, and that's what I did. It's really cool.
What do you mean that's what you did? What do you mean by that?
Well, we just kept playing around and seeing what worked for the parts. That's what I mean. If there was a little like part that had a question, we work with what is, because the way through is with. The way through is with. Because if I'd had ignored any of those protector parts, no way could I have done that. That's what I'm
Mm.
getting at. That's more a
Yeah.
yeah. What's your
There, with
mm,
pushing through it, there were times when I
yeah,
did. Again, I'm not a trained therapist. I just throwing that out there. So, but doing like hip like hypnotherapy and
mm,
with hypnosis and just parts work with people where I ran into things that I was like, oh
yeah,
crap, and so I would just have to call on like what they would say like is highest wisdom in these
yep,
scenarios, and I would have a part, and I would say, well, what does this part that knows the answer to things say? And thank goodness for the most part, like it
yeah,
almost immediately always just fixed
yeah,
it, and I was like, sheesh, thank you, because
yeah.
I had no idea what to do in those situations.
Great intuition, that part. I think you are a therapist in a sense. You're able to draw upon your wisdom.
Yeah, I'm learning from some incredibly gifted people. So standing on the shoulders of giants here, you know.
And they'll watch you, we'll all watch you going forward and making your own progress in your own way and being one of those giants. Truly, Angela, because you've got that energy and go get it. I just love that I'm talking to you in Ohio and here I'm in Sydney and we're having this conversation. It's so cool.
So
Yeah.
present. So good at getting me to be
Yeah.
present.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Karma's really in the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not getting it right. And that's what even in my little, I call it a podcast, but it's my YouTube channel where you've seen some of that stuff. It's like just relaxing. And that was that lovely person, Jackie, her first interview ever. And she was just such a natural.
I'll
And like
share
you,
this with you maybe off of here. But like I really like your videos. I want to see more videos. I know you're busy.
oh,
I know you're so busy, but it's like, gosh
yeah.
dang, I'm videos. They're so good.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate hearing that because that's encouraging to me. I was on a bit of a hiatus, being so busy and just, but I hear that, and I'm going to put some energy back into that. That was first one's up already. There's a new one already up there. My 351 subscribers. Probably the first one's my dad. He's always
Yeah.
watching it, and actually during that was him calling through that.
Mhm.
When it was calling through. So yeah, yeah. Oh, I will because we will do more of that and little pieces. I appreciate that. Is there more
Oh, yeah.
questions you have?
Last thing.
Mm.
With RT, I know you've been sharing some stuff on LinkedIn as well. What's new with RT and where can we find you?
Oh, fantastic. There's a really amazing future unfolding in resource therapy. As you know, I'm president of Resource Therapy International. I have my amazing executive committee, and I'm honoured by Gordon to carry the torch. We have set up so much stuff on the website, Resource Therapy International, which is resourcetherapy.com. And we have a membership where you can join the tribe, the community. You can become an associate member. That doesn't mean you have to have any training or anything. You can become a clinical member, have a directory, or a trainer member or organization member where you get showcased on the website. And you'll be seeing more videos. I'll be putting more stuff up there. And of course, there's a Germany conference, and that might be really good for US folks. I'd love it if you come and meet myself, and of course, Gordon Emerson will be there. And
So even if they're not a therapist, we can still be a part of the community. It's not like only therapists. Okay.
yeah, it's an
Awesome.
associate member, and in US dollars, it's really cheap. It'd be about $25. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and you get a discount to the conference, June 17th to the 19th. There's going to be amazing presentations. I'll be there presenting. I'll be there welcoming you, shaking you, giving you a hug. So I can't wait to meet everyone because, yeah, and it's really a great time to join this community. I'd also like to share, I'm based in Australia, so Chris, my husband, he's a really great guy. You might want to chat to him at some stage. He's really cool. We run the Australia Resource Therapy Institute training online and stuff. So we also run, I often have, we've actually got a guy in Arizona training with us at the moment. I've got to introduce you. You'll really like him. And so we do that. We run the full suite of resource therapy and we're updating it. So my hope is really we're getting resource therapy out there. People are hungry, not just therapists, but I'm hearing like you're a coach for a parts work, but also parts work that has a structure, a solid foundation that has compassion and a clinical roadmap. Because RT has so much to offer. Being trauma informed, attachment aware, you can use it for yourself. You can use it as a clinician therapist. And it's really, I hope you've had that experience, deeply respectful of the whole of the person. So my hope, of course, as Resource Therapy International, as Philipa, is that resource therapy becomes more widely known internationally, leading as a structured model for parts-based therapy. And in Australia here, we're building training pathways, community supervision, professional standards, so therapists can learn this way safely and well and really respectfully. So yeah, and my website's resourcetherapy.com.au, and my invitation's really simple. If you're a therapist or coach and who already senses that parts of your clients are showing up in the room, resource therapy gives you the way to know what to do next, even as the coach, what's parts there and what to do with that part. Because RT, we don't ask what's wrong with you, but we start asking what parts out there, what parts at the helm, what's the captain of the moment, and what does that part need now? That shift is both compassionate, respectful, and really clinically powerful. So thank you, Angelo.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for blessing me with this podcast and session here. Look forward to speaking with you sometime soon.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we've gone like Andrew Huberman, like a 4-hour podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, anything you want to show is totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah, I really mean that. Yeah, so cool.
All right. Thank you so much, my friend.
You're welcome. We'll see you. I'll hear you soonish on the thing. I can't wait to, when this is up, share it in the socials with you.
Yeah.
I'll get it
You'll
around.
be the first one to see it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Angelo. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.